What's up, sports freaks, and welcome to All Sports Media Team presents Triple B 2.0, episode number lucky 13, Gilbert. It's called Crash Course. Bro, that is the perfect title for this week in sports. As you can see behind me, look at this madness. Look at that. We're going to talk about what happened there. We also had a crash course matchup in the Australian Open between two legendary tennis players. There's going to be a crash course up in the Octagon coming up in May 8th. A big return is coming. We're going to talk about that. Let's see what else is big that's going on. They're having an outdoor hockey game. They had it actually earlier today. Actually, it was out in Lake Tahoe. We'll talk about that as well. Our hearts took a big crash with the loss of Vincent Jackson. We'll talk about that. Some huge football news went down. NBA news, which we're definitely going to have a Ricky's rant about. We'll get into that. And dude, baseball's loaded. And so is wrestling. Holy crap, dude. Wrestling's insane. As you can hear to my side, I got my partner, my boy, Gilbert A+ Asensio is back with us. Hopefully fully healthy, ready to go. Right, Gilbert?
Yes, sir. Let's do the damn thing, bro.
Motivational. I love it. All right, my brother, we're going to start a little bit with what's behind me right here. The Daytona 500. We left off our show last week talking about the Daytona 500. Bro, I swear, I was talking to my mom, and she's like, I think God didn't want this race to happen because there were so many reasons for this race not to happen. First off, it's in Daytona, Florida, okay? It rains a lot, okay? Apparently, they had a weather warning at the beginning of the race, but the weather wasn't bad. So they're like, all right, we're going to run this bitch, right? We're going to do this. And the rain started acting up a little bit. So they went and did it anyway. Also, if you want to make things a little more eerie, this was the 20th anniversary of the crash that killed the legendary Dale Earnhardt Sr. Going into the race as a racer, and you're thinking of this like, oh my God, like, wow. He was on this track, you know?
Isn't that a coincidence, bro? Just to happen on that same day, the 20th anniversary and everything, bro?
Bro, when I tell you the stories of stuff that went down during this race, you're just going to be like, perfect title. Because, okay, check. First off, big deal for the last couple of weeks. We've been talking about it. Bubba Watson, African-American race car driver, I believe first one that I know of. He actually joined the Michael Jordan team. Michael Jordan bought a car. It's number 23, obviously. Bubba Wallace is on the team. Not only did he fail inspection once, he failed inspection twice before the race. He was supposed to be lined up in lane 6, which is 6 out of 20. Mm-hmm. He fails twice, so he gets pushed all the way to the back to start the race. So that's how the race started, okay? And then after that, it was pretty cool. Weather wasn't too bad, a little drizzly, but whatever. Sasha Banks did the green flag, which I thought was kind of cool. Yeah. Which is funny because she knows nothing about racing, and she even said that, which is kind of funny. So, but okay, so that's the beginning of the race. All right, they get into it. By lap 14, the weather started acting up. The tiny ship got tossed, if not for the curse. Sorry, I'm showing my age with Gilligan's Island there. Anyways, it's been a weird day, bro. Okay, so by lap 14, the weather starts acting up a little bit, and this happens right here. Look at this. 16-car crash on lap 14. It was a nasty crash. Look at this. Look at it. Like, Jeff Gordon is on the green. You know, you got two on the wall. You got sparks in the middle. It was nuts. It was crazy. And then it got crazier, Gilbert. How can it get crazier? Let me let you know. They had...
It get worse.
Bro, you don't even know. They didn't have just a rain delay. They had a 6-hour lightning delay. 6-hour lightning delay, bro. I thought they were going to postpone it. They even posted PPD on ESPN. And I was like, all right, okay, whatever, cool. You know, I'll watch it Monday or whenever it's on. Apparently, the race came back on. I swear God was saying, dude, don't do this. Bubba failed. The race had started with a humongous crash. Then it gets dark and wet, 6-hour rain delay, so long. And I mean, if you're one of the racers, you're like, hey, bro, this is supposed to be like 3 hours. I'm out, go be with my family, whatever. I'm hungry, right? You've seen the commercial, right. I swear it's Domino's, with Denny Hamlin, right? Hey, Hamlin, I love your PJs. That one?
Okay. I haven't seen that one.
You got to see it. It's funny. It's a little girl. She sees him, and you're like, "Oh, you don't have to get out of your car," but Hamlin does, and Hamlin gets out of his race car, and like, "Hamlin, I love your PJs." He's wearing a suit. Well, some people probably felt like that at McDonald's in Daytona, Florida, because three of the racers said, "Screw this," and they took the regular cars, but they were in their full tracksuits, bro. And they went to McDonald's, Panda, all these places. You're rolling up to the drive-thru, and you're like, what would you do? You see Bubba Wallace roll up to the drive-thru, or fricking Jeff Gordon, or fricking any of these big, huge race car names rolling up, and you're just like, oh my god, like, what do I say? It's freaking Bubba Wallace, bro. Like, what's going on? So they go, they get their grub. I think that's got a funny story. It doesn't end there, dude. It got crazier. It gets crazier. So they continue the race, right?
Right.
And by the final lap, it's a 500 miles, right, but it's 100. I don't know the exact number. 100. I want to say 126 laps. I'm not sure, but it was the lap before the last lap, right?
Okay.
And there was an even bigger crash on the last lap. And this guy was able to like maneuver his way. I'll do it down here so my hands don't look all wackadoo. Maneuver his way through the crash and into the checkered flag, bro. This guy, no one's heard of this guy. I guarantee it. Mike McDowell. Wait till you hear the odds on this guy. This guy was a 100-1 odds to win the Daytona 500. Whoever voted for this guy is freaking rich right now. That's all I'm gonna say, dude.
Wow.
The race was insane. I mean,
what a night for the racers. What a day. What a race overall, man.
Right, Daytona, you never know what's gonna happen. And on the anniversary of Dale Earnhardt Sr., you never ever know what craziness is gonna take place. And all I gotta say, when it comes to Daytona or any speedway, expect the unexpected, right?
Right. Definitely. I think that race wasn't supposed to go down, but
I don't either, but it did, and this is what happened. And all I gotta say, expect the unexpected, bro. Did you watch NXT Takeover?
I did not. NXT Takeover, Ricky.
Mother farmer, what is your problem? You can borrow my network. Oh, dude, wait till you hear what happened. All right, you're gonna be kind of bummed, actually. Spoiler alert. All right. So NXT Takeover Vengeance Day, obviously it was Valentine's Day on Sunday. They call it NXT Takeover Vengeance. Anytime there's an NXT pay-per-view, just lock yourself to your TV. I guarantee you every match is going to kick ass. And that was the case this week. They started it off with the Women's Dusty Cup Finals, which is the tag team tournament with the girls. Very first time. It was Dakota, Kai, and Raquel Gonzalez taking on Ember Moon and a very popular independent wrestler down here, Shotzi Blackheart. Awesome match. I mean, those four names, bro. Those four names, that it's going to be freaking epic. Nice. And I told you the last couple of weeks that we've been talking to wrestling that they were going to push Raquel Gonzalez. Did I not say that?
I believe you did.
Bro, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez pull out the W, and they're going to get a shot at the women's tag team titles against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler in 2 weeks.
Right. And I believe I saw Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler
on NXT.
And NXT, right? They were there, right?
Mm-hmm, this past week, yeah. So,
dude, 2 weeks. I'm telling you, WWE is in good hands with these young talents coming in, bro.
As long as they use them correctly.
Exactly.
So we said this when the tournament started. I said whoever wins this tournament is going to be the women's tag team champions because Baszler and Nia, I think they're just holding it. I think they're just transitional champions. I love Shayna Baszler. I think she should be the Raw Women's Champion. I've made that very apparent that I think she should be the Raw Women's Champion. I would put her against Asuka at WrestleMania. I think that would be awesome.
I like that.
In a submission match, even better, But so this is going to be for the women's tag titles. There was more big matches. North American title was on the line. Very technical match, as we would expect, between Johnny Gargano and Kushida. Very good match. Of course, Gargano had his group the way there. They actually got sent to the back. Somehow Gargano still pulls out the dub in a great match against Kushida. Johnny Gargano is still your North American champion. Next match I was very excited about was the NXT Women's Championship. It wasn't up to my par. I'm a very picky viewer. So
I heard it was a short match.
It wasn't bad. I noticed some botches here and there. But here's the names that were in there. So it was Mercedes Martinez, another independent superstar, against Toni Storm, former NXT UK Women's Champion, and the NXT Women's Champion, Io Shirai, who's probably going to get a call up very, very soon. Like I said, the match was off and on, but it was Io who ended up pulling it out with her high-flying madness that she does. So there you go. Io Shirai is still your NXT Women's Champion. I think she will be for a while. And your main event, sorry, dealing with life right now. This match, on paper, you see this and you just go nuts. When I heard that this was the main event, you saw how excited I was last week.
Yeah.
Finn Balor against Pete Dunne, bro. How were you feeling when you saw this match made?
Dude, this is like the future right here. These superstars, in my opinion, they're superstars in the making already. They're heading towards that that level. And yeah, as soon as I saw that card, man, I'm thinking of a fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, if Pete Dunne is a former NXT UK World Champion, or UK Champion, he was for 600 and something days. Walter just broke that record recently, actually. So shout out to Walter. But this match was the best match of the night. I knew on paper this match was going to be amazing. Finn Balor, it just was epic, bro. Anything that could have been done was done. It was a great wrestling match. That's what I want to see. I want to see a great wrestling match. That's what I wanted to see. That's what they gave us. And nobody was ringside, which I thought was cool. You know, Lorcan and Birch were in the back. Nobody else was there. So great match. It would be Finn Balor pulling it out at the end, but they were both beat to hell, bro. They were beat up so bad, but it was the best match of the night. But it didn't end there, because you got to set up the next thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lorcan and Birch come out, and Pete Dunne's are obviously already in the ring. They're beating up Balor. They're smashing on Balor. And then out comes the Undisputed Era, as the Undisputed Era has been helping Balor lately. They come out and they start helping Balor. They clear the ring of Birch, Lorcan, and Dunn. They leave. It's now the Undisputed Era in the ring, holding the arms up of Finn Balor. Everything's peaches and rainbows, right, Gilbert?
Right.
Wrong, Gilbert.
What goes wrong?
Kyle O'Reilly is praising Finn Balor. Adam Cole's looking around, doesn't like it. Super kicks Finn Balor in the face, knocks him down. O'Reilly, who is an Undisputed Era member, looks over to Adam Cole, says, "What the hell are you doing?" And Adam Cole super kicks his Undisputed Era partner, Kyle O'Reilly, lays him out, and him and Roddy Strong leave the ring.
Talking about turning heel.
Absolutely. It was absolutely epic, bro. I can't wait to see any more NXT. And it was must see, bro. It was absolutely must see. Just like these ladies behind me, we're going to talk about the Australian Open, dude. A lot of people don't understand how exciting tennis can be. Bro, we talked about it. 4 hours of just back and forth, like aggression. It's aggression. And you can't see, remember?
So, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, especially the legend like Serena Williams and the up-and-coming legend Naomi Osaka. You know, they played each other at the Australian Open. I want to say it was last year, 2 years ago, and Naomi was an up-and-comer, and she beat Serena. It was a huge deal, and she was crying and everything. It was really cool.
The best.
But before we get into the ladies, these legendary ladies, we want to talk about a legendary man. Novak Djokovic, who people still know who that is, got his 300th Grand Slam win, which is just, a win in the tournament. 300 wins, bro. That's pretty sick. So shout out to future Hall of Famer Novak Djokovic. And he did it with the torn muscle.
Wow.
In tennis. And you're like moving back and forth all the time.
Talking about Mambo mentality right there, bro.
Yeah, no shit, right? And then, okay, so this was a semifinals match, the Osaka and Williams. But there was one before that, and I'm going to say something funny. We got another Brady going to the finals.
Oh.
Know how this happens. Mahova took on Jennifer Brady. It was Russia, I believe, versus America. Jennifer Brady's from America. She was ranked number 22. She ends up getting the dub. But, bro, they were 40-40 for like 6 sets. So, you know, they go up to 40, and then they serve. If they're serving, they get the point. That's game, right? Well, nobody scored after 40-40 for like 6 sets. I wasn't even going to watch this match, but it got so good I had to watch it. So Brady's going to the finals. Brady takes out Mahova. So we have another Brady in the championship. So who's she gonna face?
I guess if you had a name Brady, you're like a winner,
automatically a winner, right? Automatically a superstar. I blame the Brady bunch. Damn them. Anyway, so it was yeah, right. Osaka took on Serena once again, the rematch of the legends. That was a great match as well. Osaka ends up taking the dub. So it's going to be Naomi Osaka taking on the up-and-comer, ranked number 23, Jennifer Brady. Actually, it happened today. So I got to get my butt on my DVR and see what's up. I'm really busy on Saturdays, so I got to really get on this. I got to go see who won that thing. If I don't get to you today, you guys, we will definitely let you know next week the update on who won the Australian Open and all that good jazz. But they faced off today, and
let me just throw a quick comment out there. Naomi, man, I think she's gonna be a legend in the making already. She's coming up, man. She's really making her name known.
Yeah, and she's sponsored. Yeah, and she's sponsored, and isn't she in like what is it? Not a cartoon, but she does like it's called Hentai cosplay, something like that. Like she's a representative for them.
She's out there, man.
She's marketing, bro. She knows what's up. She knows how to make an impact. Okay, and you know who else knows how to make an impact?
Who's that, Ricky?
Bro. Sorry. Life. Holly Holm. Can you remind the crowd who Holly Holm was, Gilbert? Do you remember what she's famous for?
Oh yeah, for just only beating up one of the best what's it called? UFC
fighters ever.
Fighters
ever.
Ronda Rousey.
Yep, I still remember that day. That kick haunts me, dude. That kick that Holly Holm nailed Ronda Rousey with, I swear she almost knocked her into retirement. Like that was absolutely nuts. But anyway, she's back. Okay, so she's apparently this is her third fight. So she's had like smaller preliminary fight kind of things, but she's got a big one coming May 8th. UFC Fight Night against Juliana Pena. So keep an eye out for that. Our girl Holly's gonna kill it. And you know who always kills it when he's in the octagon? Welterweight champion Kamaru Usman. We talked about this last week. I wouldn't want to get in the ring with this guy. He's like a giant freaking gorilla / bear / lion. Bro's monster, dude. He's a freaking monster. Think of the Hulk with like UFC gloves. Like this dude is huge.
I wouldn't want to be that guy.
I wouldn't want to face that dude. But anyway, he took out Gilbert Burns. Sorry, Gilbert. Third round TKO. Still the welterweight champion. But get this. After that, you know how MMA is. They always like to call out somebody else. Here's a fight I would love to see. Kamaru Usman, the welterweight champion, calls out Jorge Masvidal.
Oh, shoot.
Yes, sir. Let's make that happen, Dana. Make it happen, please. Needs to happen.
Well, because that's going to be a good fight.
Yes, at Dana White. Make it happen, brother. All right. He calls out the best of the best, and that's what you got to do, right? You know, Ric Flair. To be the man, you got to beat the man, right? So,
right.
Let's hope that gets thrown out. That match takes place. We get the best of the best. And speaking of best of the best, let's jump into some college football. We talked about this guy. I think it was last week or the week before. Gus Malzahn. I think it was 2 weeks ago. The former Auburn coach. You know, he's got rings under his belt, and he's got championship legend status. He's going to be the new coach at the University of Central Florida.
Oh, wow.
Pretty cool.
Okay.
That's the school that went 13-0 and didn't get a championship like 3 years ago. So,
Ricky, I don't know what
college is confusing, bro.
No wonder why these NBA players go straight to the league.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, it's just nuts, bro. But let's talk about. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here with life. You're a dad, I'm a dad. It happens. So check this. So not only does Gus Malzahn, wow, all those years of training in radio school really paying off, Gilbert. Gus Malzahn is the new coach at University of Central Florida. He's going to be a Hall of Famer, if you ask me. But we got another story about a future Hall of Fame coach in women's basketball. Always get cool news in women's basketball. I love our women. Future Hall of Fame coach of the University of Maryland, Brenda Fries, just got her 500th win. So shout out to her. Yeah, but get this, that's the highest in Maryland history.
Nice.
Shout out to her for that. And I guess she was pretty excited. At the University of Maryland was pretty excited. And you know who else was excited this week?
Who's that, Ricky?
Number 21 ranked Tennessee. We got an upset alert. Upset alert. Number one. God, I didn't go to bed. 21, Tennessee took out number 2, South Carolina, ending South Carolina's 31-game SEC winning streak.
Wow.
Yes, sir. The question goes.
Talking about an underdog team taking out
the big girls. Yeah.
Wow.
Get the question though, my friend. Did the rankings move? That's
they didn't.
The question of the weeks. We never know, right? Go ahead.
No, I bet they didn't move. The rankings don't move at all. I don't know why.
All right, well, let's find out. Let's jump into the rankings. There's been 2 changes. 5 to 1. Texas A&M, North Carolina State, Louisville, South Carolina is still in the 2. And Gilbert, you called this one, my brother. The University of Connecticut, UConn, are your number 1 ladies right now. Diana Taurasi is dancing in Phoenix, going nuts right now seeing that.
Yeah.
Those are the ones you said, Gilbert. You called UConn. Talk about UConn a little bit.
Dude, I'm telling you, UConn's always been that school, bro. They always had a talent to be up there and it's showing right now. Yep. And they're still in first place, man. So I just can't wait tomorrow. Man. It's coming up. It's coming up.
It's a couple weeks, dude. Couple weeks.
Yeah. I want to see if they pull it off, Yeah.
We should have a viewing party, dude. That would be cool. All right. So the ladies, bro.
Gotta be safe.
Yeah, right. The ladies always, that's why you have masks. Ladies always have cool news. I don't know why. They just do. Somehow, we talked about the ladies' game is more exciting. It just is. But I got to give you the rankings for the dudes, right? I don't have any stories. Nothing major really stood out this week. But the rankings, there is a change, only one, and that's in the 5 spot. The number 5 spot now is the University of Illinois, the Illini. Number 4 is still Ohio State. Number 3, Michigan. Number 2, Baylor. And guess who's the number 1, Gilbert?
Give it to me, Ricky.
Gonzaga. The Zags, baby.
Oh,
you love the Zags. Talk about the Zags a little bit.
Wait. Who are we talking about again?
Gonzaga Zags, bro. The Bulldogs. Gonzaga.
Oh, Gonzaga. Yeah. Oh,
Gonzaga.
I'm tired, bro.
You and me both. Come on.
Dude, I don't know why, but every time we talk about Gonzaga, Adam Morrison comes to my head.
Right? The mustache. The mustache, right? And yeah. But honestly, that's it for that. Gonzaga, we talked about this. I think Gonzaga is going to run the table. God, I can't say that they're going to win the tournament because you never know in March Madness. It's 1 game elimination. You never, ever know. But they look pretty damn good going into this tournament.
Yeah, but I can't make my pick yet because, like you said, March Madness is bananas, bro. It takes one good shot or one different maker play, and it's all game, bro.
I agree, 1,000%. We're talking hoops. Let's jump into hoops a little bit. Ladies hoops, WNBA. Yes. Indiana. I thought this was kind of weird, kind of cute. Indiana has trade fever. Ha ha ha. Indiana fever. Y'all got to learn your sports. Indiana fever. It's been a long week for me. I'm sorry. I've been going dad joke crazy this week. Indiana just got Lindsay Allen from the Vegas Aces. Not only that, but they also received the Minnesota Lynx first-round pick for next year in another deal. So they did 2 major deals this week. So shout out to the Indiana Fever. They're getting tired of getting pushed around in the Eastern Conference. And that's a strong Eastern Conference with the Connecticut Sun in there and the New York Liberty that are starting to come up. It's a strong conference.
They're making some moves, and they're set for the future.
Yep, we'll see. You got to watch out for Connecticut, though. All right, so they'll put their champagne on ice just for a little bit. Let's hop onto the ice. I hate when this happens. We talked about this months ago with Mike Piazza. how the Dodgers traded him to the Marlins in the 90s. We're aging ourselves here, but traded him to the Marlins, and then the Marlins 2 weeks later traded him to the Mets. This happened in hockey. This happened in hockey this week. God, I hate hockey names.
Oh, really?
I'm going to try. The Ottawa Senators trade Cedric Paquette and Alex Galchenyuk to the Carolina Hurricanes for former Ottawa Senator Ryan Zingle. Okay, you got that part. Then the Carolina Hurricanes flip that, do 180, trade Galchenyuk to the Toronto Maple Leafs for Igor Korsakov and David Varshnevsky. I hate when organizations do this. It drives me nuts, right? I hate when they go, oh, we're going to get you. Oh, wait, but now you're gone. Goodbye. You know, it happens all the time in baseball with pitchers, especially because everybody has pitchers, you know?
So, it's for the players, though, because you're thinking you're going to go here, but then you end up somewhere else, you know?
Yeah. But every time I see something like that, it reminds me of the Mike Piazza deal. Like, he went to the Marlins. 2 weeks later, he was a Met. Like, you blinked and you're gone, you know?
That sucks.
Yeah, it's freaking nuts. We got some history, hockey history, which is kind of cool. Even you probably know who this guy is. Edmonton Oilers superstar Connor McDavid, who absolutely kills it. Young guy, absolutely kills it. Got his 500th point. It's not 500th goal. You know, you get an assist, you get a point, you get a goal, you get a point. 500th point. He's pretty young still. So this guy, the sky will limit for this guy. Edmonton Oilers, he's got that history, that Wayne Gretzky history over there. So we'll see what happens with that, dude.
Wayne Gretzky's everywhere, bro.
Well, he started with the Oilers.
And then, he has the history with the LA Kings as well, man. Legend right there.
Absolutely. And then we had a little more history. We're just talking about at the beginning of the show. A little more history earlier today at 11 a.m. If you didn't get to see it, get on YouTube, get on ESPN, see the highlights of this. I know I'm going to do it. I DVR'd the game. The Boston Bruins took on the Philadelphia Flyers over at Edgewood Tahoe Resort in Lake Tahoe.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
That's cool. I like how the NHL does games like that, bro. Like outdoors, certain areas. I know before they was it at the Staples Center? No, Dodger Stadium.
Ducks and Kings. It's so funny you bring that up. It's funny you bring that up because I was on Instagram earlier and people were complaining and they're like, well, why are you going to go to California and not have California teams play?
Right.
You know, so, or in that California area. So people were.
Dude, I would totally be up to go to a game like that. That'd be so sick.
Right? If I knew about it, I totally would have gone. It would have been freaking cool. But, you know, it is what it is. More history in the NHL. And this guy that we're going to talk about next, right behind me,
man.
This guy right here, he knew about history. He was a Pro Bowler. He made it to the playoffs. Hard-nosed player. But outside world got him, man. Outside world got him. I'm talking about Vincent Jackson, former Charger, former Buck, as you can see with the logos in the back. 38 years old, bro. Found dead in a Florida motel this week.
Too young. Man,
I'm 36, dude. That's only 2 years older than me.
Too young, man. And from my perspective, man, I remember watching this guy play, man. I really do. As a Chargers fan, I remember him being one of the best receivers on the team, and he was a good player, a great player, man. Absolutely. And just by the way he carried himself, you could tell he was a winner. And as soon as I saw you break this news, like, oh man, like it hit because like I said, I grew up watching this guy, so that's something that hit hard, you know.
It hit me hard too because I'm 36. The guy is 38. And the sad part was I got feedback from, I believe his coach, and he's like, well, yeah, this guy's been missing for days. Apparently he was missing, and then he was found in the hotel. And now there's word out there that he had died days before they found him. So it sounds like what me and Coach were talking about, it sounds like it could be a couple of different things. It could be OD. It could be a drug deal gone wrong. It could be he just heard something he wasn't supposed to hear. You know, something of that nature. I honestly think foul play was involved. I don't want to put that out there in case his family sees this, but I'm just saying that those are the three things that it could possibly be. But even with that said, no matter how bad a family member is, it's still a family member. So I want to send out condolences to the Jackson family, to the San Diego Chargers family, because he was never with the LA Chargers, San Diego Chargers family, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers family, the NFL family in general. Condolences to you guys. We're praying for you, and this is a tough one to swallow, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
This one really hurt. So, speaking of hurt, go ahead. You had something.
No, one of the best right there.
Absolutely. I think he's our only RIP this week, which sucks because we were almost clear, man. It killed me when I saw that, you know.
Yeah,
so yeah, from one buck to another, this buck drives me crazy. Tom Brady. Come on, we can't do a show without talking about Tom Brady. Come on now. This one might scare Bucks fans a little bit, but don't worry, it's not as bad as y'all think it is. Tom Brady is gonna have minor, as he says, minor knee surgery. So we'll see how he comes out of that. He's got plenty of time to recover. He's on the off season.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he had his knee braces on during the big game and during the playoffs. And you saw when he was in shorts, same thing. He had the knee braces on. So he's getting knee surgery. Another person who's dealing with some injuries is potential #1 draft pick this year. University of Clemson quarterback, probably going to be a Jacksonville Jaguar quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, has a torn labrum on his non-throwing arm.
Oh, man.
But my question to you, you know, you're a sports analyst also, as the Jacksonville Jaguars, you know, Tony Khan and the Jaguar ownership committee,
right.
Does that change the way you look at this? You got the offseason, you have time for him to recover, and it's his non-throwing arm. Or are you like, well, if he hurts that arm and he goes down, we have to bench him. Do you go after any of the other quarterbacks like Fields or people like that?
That's a great question, Ricky. And from my point of view, it really depends on what the organization wants to do. If they want to go for the fences and win and go for it, then definitely, in my opinion, you got to draft somebody else, because I don't want to take that risk of it might not be his throwing arm, but you never know. It could still affect them mentally, and I just don't want to take that risk.
Takes that first hit too.
Mm-hmm.
Takes that first hit, lands on it. You never know.
Exactly. What about if he gets sacked and he lands on that shoulder? It's gonna bother him.
Well, look at like people like Troy Aikman and people like that who had injuries, went in, and they even talked about it later on in life that they weren't ready. They talked about that they were all sketchy going in, you know. So, and then another quarterback we're going to talk about. We still don't have official word if he's retiring or not, but from what it looks like, when he left in the playoffs, it looked like he was walking away. I'm talking about the legendary Drew Brees. Talk to me about Drew Brees. When you see Drew Brees step onto a football field, how do you feel?
Dude, Drew Brees is, in my opinion, one of the horsemen of like the 2000s football quarterbacks, man. Just when I think Drew Brees, I think about Peyton Manning, I think about Tom Brady, I think about obviously Drew Brees, and he's one of the best, bro. He's one of the best, and he's gonna be a Hall of Famer, no doubt.
Oh well, first ballot, bro. First ballot, absolutely. And like we talked about last week, man, this NFL class is beast. I love this NFL class. So I just threw that in there. That's not even in my notes. I just threw that in there because he's Drew freaking Brees. So
I hope it doesn't call it quits, man. I want to see him play another year.
Another quarterback we're going to talk about. He's in a different situation right now. This guy was supposed to be the quarterback of the future for the Philadelphia Eagles. He gets hurt. He goes into major surgery. And then, you know, they brought in Foles. Foles takes over. Foles gets the big mega deal. And then eventually Foles leaves. This guy jumps back in. And then Jalen Hurts jumps in. And Jalen Hurts kicks ass. And now Carson Wentz is a Colt.
He's out the door.
Well, if you're Carson Wentz, you're getting thrown to the back burner here and there, and you're as good as you are. How would you feel?
Betrayed. I mean, I can't be mad though. You know, his backup quarterback played well. You know,
Jalen from Alabama.
And that's what he's supposed to do. You know, when you're competing with another quarterback, obviously that quarterback has to be learning from you. And you can't be mad at the guy, you know. Yeah. But I to be honest, I didn't expect Carson Wentz to go to the Colts. I thought he was gonna go somewhere else. I was thinking maybe the Chicago was gonna pick him up, or another
Trubisky. What do you do with Trubisky? Do you keep him? Do you trade him? Then what?
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's a good pickup for the Colts because Philip Rivers was there last year, and I don't think he called it quits already. So now they got a quarterback
Nobody
that could
expected that.
fit. Yeah.
I'm going to do another little throw in here. The deal was for a third rounder and a second rounder, by the way. So I'm just putting that out there. Let's talk about another quarterback. Where's your boy Dak Prescott going to be playing next year, Gilbert?
Well,
are
from
the Cowboys going to trade for Deshaun Watson, or what's going on?
Well, from what he said, he wants to play with us. He still wants to stay with the Cowboys.
Who's that? Okay, the Cowboys. Okay.
But the thing is, well, you know how Jerry Jones, he does. I don't know if he wants to give him that money. And to be honest, Ricky, I don't blame him. You know, Dak Prescott hadn't been. How can I put it? He only took us to the playoffs, and he only gave us a couple of victories in the playoffs. There's other quarterbacks out there that play more well and play have a winning record in the playoffs.
But with that said, who do you trade him for? You got Deshaun out there. You got Tuya Vioga out there. You got Trubisky, who's been in the playoffs. You know, who would you trade him for? Me personally, I'd do Deshaun Watson. I mean, Deshaun's a killer captain, and he deserves better than what he's getting in Houston. You know.
Okay. Well, with that being said, Ricky, I like that. But okay, I'm gonna give you my opinion. I like that swap. We could do that swap because both guys stay in Texas, and those guys are both young. I like that swap. But I know this is not gonna happen, but I would love to see Aaron Rodgers come to the Cowboys. I would love to see that. It's not gonna happen.
He's not going anywhere. He's not going nowhere.
He doesn't have problems, and he has problems with the coach, Mike McCarthy. So it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, definitely. But I can see the Watson deal happening because the Texans are just effing up left and right. There's no other way to put it. They lost. They're going to probably lose Watson. Somehow they're going to eventually let him go. I just feel they are. Or we're going to have another James Harden situation.
Yeah, and he's not going to play or something, bro.
Which sucks because, like we talked about, you know, off the field, Deshaun Watson's a great guy. His very first check he gave to those cafeteria workers. I still remember that years ago. You know, and he loves where he's at, but he doesn't like the way he's being treated. And I don't blame him. You know, they're holding him hostage, just like they did with James Harden with the Rockets.
And that's why I feel like the swap for Prescott and him will be perfect because he will stay in Texas, and both players will stay in Texas, and they're both young. I like that. They're both young.
Well,
they could grow.
Yeah. Well, at the rating that Texas is going right now, they're going to have to be quarterbacks with ice skates on.
Right.
All right, we're talking Texans. We got to talk about Mr. Texan. J.J. Watt is pretty much a free agent. He has he's talked to that I know of 3 teams.
Give me the list, Ricky.
He's talked to, and he has reasons for all of them. He talked to the Arizona Cardinals because his boy DeAndre Hopkins is over there. Hopkins can finish business. He's talked to my Tennessee Titans, which I'm very excited about. I would love to see him and Clowney side by side. I think that would be awesome. And then, of course, he talked to his little brothers in Pittsburgh. Like I said, if he goes to Pittsburgh, just hand him the chip now. You got 3 brothers. No way. But if he goes to Pittsburgh, his brothers are good because don't they play the same position? Or pretty much the same positions. They would either get the back burner or they get a major pay cut. So I heard them talking about this on First Take, and shout out to First Take on ESPN. But I don't know. If he goes to the Steelers, it's a wrap, bro.
Oh man, if he goes to the Steelers, it's a done deal.
Yeah, and
But the Steelers always been known for defense. Like when they had Troy Polamalu back then.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, they always been known for defense, and dude, they get them. Damn, that defense is tough next year.
It's gonna be beasting. He's gonna get the money regardless of where he goes because he is who he is, bro. Check.
Ricky,
go ahead.
Before we move on, I wanted to ask you, what do you think is gonna happen to Ben Roethlisberger?
It doesn't look good, dude. Honestly, it doesn't look good. You know, with his injury history, the fact that the Steelers could either draft somebody, or they could trade up to draft somebody, or they could trade Roethlisberger in a package and get a Tua Tagovailoa, a Mitch Trubisky, a Dak Prescott, a Deshaun Watson. You know,
dude, imagine if you trade him though. Wow, like he's always been the face of the Steelers for me. So that'll be something.
bro, it'll be another Brady situation. It'll be another Peyton Manning situation. Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, big names get traded. It happens.
I wouldn't mind having them for a year or two.
There you go. You never know. So that was a good question, Gilbert. But check. We all know JJ is going to get paid regardless of where he goes. Okay.
Right.
But check this. You never hear of a kicker getting a big deal. The Miami Dolphins signed their kicker, Jason Sanders, to a 5-year, $22 million extension. That's pretty dope.
5 years to kick the ball?
5 years, bro. That's pretty cool.
Man.
That's pretty cool if you ask me.
I need to go to like to somewhere where they teach me how to be a punter or a kicker.
Right, go make that money for kicking, not get tackled. But he's a Pro Bowler, so shout out to Jason Sanders. But I bet you if he would have known that the salary cap was going to go up like 3 days later, he probably would have waited. Because now the salary cap is up to $180 million officially as of 2021 for the NFL.
Wow.
Yeah, making that money, making some changes, making some history. Let's hit the NBA. Let's hit the hard court. As you can see behind me, All-Star game's coming. You know how I feel about it. We're gonna have a Ricky's rant probably, and you and me might clash a little bit. Who knows? But check this. Before we get into the All-Star game, let's talk about our very own wrong hand. That way. Okay, this is so hard. There we go. Our very own captain, LeBron James, just got 35,000 points this week. Shout out to the King. Shout out to him. More history book for the King, man. He's just gonna keep going. There's no other way to put it.
I think before it's all said and done, I saw this the other day. They're saying that maybe in 2 years he could be in first place. I don't think so, bro. I think when it's all said and done, maybe by the beginning of next season, he'll be in first place, man. This guy, he puts up numbers, and that's not even accounting for the points he's gonna get in the playoffs or in the finals, man. Because this guy's gonna be up there when it's all said and done. He's gonna be in first place.
And it's so crazy because he's older now. It's like you think he'd be doing it when he was in Cleveland and he was in Miami, and he did. Mm-hmm. But now he's like on fire right now. He's got that Kobe thing going on where it's just like, okay, I'm going towards the end of my career. I'm just gonna absolutely go full blown hard ass, balls out. Whatever happens.
Speaking about Kobe, he passed Kobe.
Yeah, he did.
With those 35,000 points. So, yeah. He's getting there.
It's crazy. But you know what, Gilbert? Not all Laker news is good news right now.
Oh, man.
Anthony Davis and Schroeder are both out. Schroeder, I'm not exactly sure what happened to him, but he was killing it for us. I was loving seeing him on the court, getting those big shots. But Big AD is out with the calf strain, which sounds bad, but better than what we thought it was. But it's calf strain. They said he's going to be out till at least the All-Star break or more, which is about 2 to 3 weeks that we're not going to have AD. And we're already struggling without him.
Yeah. Speaking about the Lakers, man, I don't even know what we need right now. We need a rim protector because AD he does that dirty work for us. Mm-hmm. And we need somebody else to do that because we were struggling last night.
Yeah, it was bad. A couple days ago.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And not only that, LeBron was playing the point. Dennis Schroeder is gonna be Dennis Schroeder carries the load for the most part, and he's a nice point guard, but the other guys need to step up.
Yeah.
Well, Caruso needs to step up. Quinn Cook.
Mm-hmm. It's funny you mentioned Caruso because he's still number 10 on the All-Star lineup. I'm a ranking. So we need to step up. Yes, we're as high as we are, but we need to be doing better. It's just that simple. And you know what drives me nuts? Stephen A. Smith is such an East Coast homer. It drives me nuts. I love his passion. I love how he is, but he hates the West Coast, and it drives me up the damn wall. All right. So he comes out and he says, without AD, the Nets are going to win the title. You hear that? What do you think?
Man, I heard it all last year where all the critics were saying the Clippers are going to win the title. I don't pay attention to it, Ricky. You know why, Ricky? Because once we get to the playoffs, AD is going to be ready to go, and that's all we need to know.
Let's hope so, because we played those Nets this week, a couple of days ago. Future possible finals matchup. We lost, bro. We lost good, 109-98. Again, we
Ricky,
didn't have Schroeder, we didn't have AD. So I'm just putting it out there.
To be honest, Ricky, I'm not too worried about the loss. You know why? Because I feel like the team is our team is gonna figure it out. They're gonna figure it out before it's all said and done. Before we get to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I agree. But I don't know.
When he makes moves, when he gets some off-season moves or something, bro. I mean, some free what's it called? When they man, I'm lost for words right now. When teams the thing they did with Iguodala when they don't trade the player, they released them out of the contract, and then they needed to pick up some of those players.
It happens. It happens. Speaking of the Nets, got a lot of Nets news this week. Kevin Durant made his big return to the Bay this week, taking on the Warriors. And they gave him a video tribute. There was hugs all around, even though it's COVID. Huge hugs all around. They absolutely demolished the Warriors, as expected. But it was cool to see. He got actually emotional during the video tribute. So, I mean, why not, right? You were there for a couple chips. You know, that's
right. So. And it's surprising because I was watching that game and I was surprised, like, how him and Draymond Green are now cool, I guess.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. Apparently, but I guess, man.
All right, who saw this coming? The Utah Jazz, bro. Freaking are on absolute white hot fire. Mm-hmm. They have won 20 of the last 21 games. I know they just played a game earlier yesterday, Friday. I'm not sure if they beat the Clippers or not. I'm going to have to look back on that. But if they did, they'd be 21 out of 22 wins, dude. That's ridiculous. They're the best in the West right now, and that's coming from Lakers.
Bro. But I don't know, Ricky. Do you think it's legit? I mean, do you think once they get into the playoffs, they could carry that winning mentality into the playoffs? Because we saw it last year, bro.
Yeah.
They got knocked out in the first round.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree. I mean, the Lakers are a different team in the playoffs, or the Clippers and Utah. You know, whoever, we'll see. But right now, they are what they are. You know.
Right.
So they're the best in the West right now, and pretty much they have the best record that I know of. I think Brooklyn has the best record, if I believe so, right with Philly. But anyway, they're up there, the best of the best, and the best of the best are going to be in Atlanta, March 7th, for the freaking All-Star game.
Still have mixed emotions about this.
Me too, and apparently so does the mayor. She came out and she said she wants everybody to stay home and enjoy the game from their television set. Why are we making such a big deal out of this event if no fans are going to be there? Why didn't you go somewhere where you could have fans? I'm just saying.
Isn't this for the fans?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And that's what drives me crazy. Why, if you're going to do that, go to an arena where you can actually go to New York, go to somewhere that's allowing fans now.
Right.
Be able to.
Florida, man. Florida. Yeah, everything's up in Florida, bro.
It's driving me up the wall. And even the mayor, she's like, don't come. Now you're promoting people not to come to this humongous event that you're trying to push, where a bunch of the players don't even want to be in the first place.
Right.
You know, we talked about this. Give them a jersey, give them the recognition, put them in the record books, and let them have a break. That's my Ricky's rant for today. I'm not going to get too crazy, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I just don't.
No, I agree with you. Man, some of these players deserve a break. Look at the Lakers. They didn't really get a break between the offseason and the beginning of this season because we won a championship and the time span between them wasn't too long. Yeah. So they really didn't have a break as much as these other teams when they had more than a couple of months to have a break.
No, I agree.
So if they had these 2 weeks, or at least a week, that would be a big help.
No, I totally agree with you, and I just don't know. I think it's a bad idea. I think someone's going to get injured. I think someone's going to get sick. I'm not wishing that on anybody. I'm not wishing that on anybody, but I have this weird, eerie feeling that one of these big superstars is going to get sick, and hopefully it's not ours.
I hope it doesn't turn out like the Daytona 500.
Oh, the match that shouldn't have happened. Exactly.
Well, that's the All-Star game that shouldn't have happened.
It just shouldn't. It shouldn't. Let the superstars get the recognition, and that's it. But with that said, let's give them some recognition. First off, I want to apologize. I have the wrong pitcher behind me. I like to own up when I mess up. 90% of the superstars on here are on the roster this year, but some of them are not. So sorry about that for my viewers that are like, hey, he's got the wrong people up there. What the hell's wrong with him? I do know the people. I just got the wrong pitcher. I'm sorry. Okay, so here we go. The Eastern starters. Bradley Beal of Washington. Kyrie Irving of Brooklyn. Giannis Antetokounmpo of Milwaukee. Joel Embiid, the big man from Philly. And their captain is going to be KD of Brooklyn. Okay? Surprises, no surprises. What do you think about the East?
Just talking about forwards, man. Most of these guys
Right?
are forwards.
Lots
Man,
of
but Bradley Beal, man, like for him to be on that team and be just like losing, and for him to be the only player on his team to be an all-star, man, that he needs a better team.
I agree. All right, here's the West. The rest you just talked about that the East has a bunch of forwards. Well, the West has a lot of bigs. Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, so Dallas and Denver. Steph Curry, Mr. Three-Pointer. Our very own IE guy, Kawhi Leonard of the LA Clippers. And of course, the king. The king is the captain, LeBron James. Western All-Stars, talk to me.
Bro, I always hate the West, and this is the reason why. These guys are big. These guys are beasts, man. Like, and Curry, man, that's a knockdown shooter for sure, man.
Yep.
Just and you had Kawhi Leonard, man. He's one of like the best defenders in the game.
He's IE
like,
very own. He's from the Inland Empire.
Mm-hmm. And then you have the King on top of that. So, oh man, there's nowhere to go, man. Like, especially on defense. And then the Joker, he could shoot it from the top of the three.
He killed us in the playoffs. I still remember him and Murray. Freaking Murray. Murray got 50 this week. I think it happened Friday. Murray got 50. So shout out to Murray. We're talking about that too. But honestly, Gilbert, I'm torn, bro. I love the All-Star game. I love the slam dunk contest. I love the skills challenge. I just think it shouldn't happen this year. I really, honestly don't.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, especially if the players don't want to do it. I mean, this is the way I always see it, bro. If the players don't want to do something, then you can't do it.
Their heart won't be in it. Their heart's not going to be there. So why do you want to be there physically? Like LeBron said, remember 2 weeks ago, I'll be there physically, but I'm not going to be there mentally. That's what he said. Exactly. And that's coming from the best player in the NBA.
Exactly. Especially when your heart's not in the game, bro. Like, it's not going to be entertaining for the fans either, because they know that the players are not going to play their heart out. So,
bro, we're talking about, I agree. But this guy right here that's about to pop up behind me plays with all heart, and he got paid for it. Boom! Fernando Tatis Jr. Not going to talk about him just yet. So we're going to talk about our SoCal teams, because that's where we're from. First off, Dodger fans, you can rejoice. We talked about this for the last couple of weeks. Where's JT going to go? Where's Justin Turner going to go? There were teams that Colorado could have grabbed him. They just lost Arenado. There's lots of teams that could have took Justin Turner, but they didn't. The Dodgers got Justin Turner back. Coach is probably ecstatic. 2 years, $34 million. I think he's worth that, if not more. What do you think?
Agree. Man, just took him a while to get him. Yeah, because I know we've been talking about him for weeks, and we didn't know where he was going to go. But I believe the Dodger fans are ecstatic because he's back.
Yeah, and he's a good bat. You can bat him in the 2-hole, the 4-hole, the 5-hole, even the 6.
You put him anywhere.
Yeah, and his defense is ridiculous. So shout out to world champion Justin Turner. So we're still not going to talk about Tatis just yet. We got to talk our Angels. And we're going to go from a dude that I absolutely love in Justin Turner to a guy that I want fired. Mickey freaking Callaway, the pitching coach of the Los Angeles Angels, used to be the manager for the New York Mets. We talked about this last week on my giant Ricky's rant. This jerk nut, hopefully I never see him at work, but this a-hole freaking did 5 years worth of lewd acts toward female employees of wherever he was. And he thought he was going to get away with it. Like, you should not be in the league. There's one thing to be a womanizer. You want to cheat on your girlfriend, you get caught, whatever. Like Babe Ruth did many years ago. We all know he was a big womanizer, But if you're going to be doing this that Mickey Callaway was doing, there's no room for you in this game, if you ask me. Period. So, all right. All right, so I'm just gonna run through as quick as I can. Go ahead.
I'm surprised he's still in the league, bro. The commissioner should have done something about this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He is suspended though, but I don't know exactly what that means. So he's gonna get replaced by bullpen coach Matt Wise for a little while. And personally, I don't think Artie Moreno should put up with this. I think he should be fired. That's just me. But we're running out of time. You said you got a little bit of issues. If you need to move. See if you can. If not, if you cut out, I'll go ahead and close out the show. I'm gonna try not to, but see what we can do. Former Angel favorite Matt Shoemaker, remember he got hit in the head. Had to wear that special hat. He had very bad brain injury. We'll leave it at that. He's going to Minnesota, 1 year, $2 million. So shout out to him. Shohei Ohtani staying with the Angels. We talked about that. He wants to focus on pitching. He's already been at spring training doing his thing. He's going to be hitting, obviously, but he's really going to be focusing on his pitching right now. All right, let's get into the freaking moment of the week, bro. This dude behind me right here, Fernando Tatis Jr., way better than his dad ever was, just scored a 14-year, $340 million extension with the San Diego Padres.
Bro, I'm telling you, we've been talking about this for months, weeks. The Padres, bro, they're gonna do something special this year. Yep. I feel it, and they're making these moves. They've been making these moves to be a contender. And man, this guy, he's gonna be there for a while. And
with Machado, with Darvish, with Snell, it's just ridiculous the names that are there.
It's like an all-star team, bro.
Yeah, so watch out, Dodgers. Watch out. They almost beat you last year. Now see what they got this time. But this deal is a mega deal, bro. It's the third highest deal in baseball history.
And he's playing out there with Manny Machado, right?
Yeah, he's on the same side as Manny Machado. Talk about gold gloves, right? I mean, you got Profar. I believe Profar's still there. You got Profar and Hosmer on the other side. No one's going to get a hit on this infield.
That's dangerous, bro.
Right? I'm just saying. Third highest deal in history. 14 years, $340 million behind Mookie Betts, who had $365 million, 13 years, I believe it was. And then Trout with the 12, 440, I think it was, with the Angels. I believe it was 440. Don't quote me on that. Money's getting thrown all over the league, bro. I know you're going to cut out soon, so I'm just going to run down this list. There's a grip of names. The Athletics went crazy. Trevor Rosenthal, closer, 1 year, $11 million. Mike Fiers, the guy who reported the Houston Astros, used to play for the Astros, now with Oakland. 1 year, $3.5 million. Former Angel Yusmeiro Petit, also Sergio Romo, super cool dude, met him. He's going to the A's. Mitch Moreland, big bat, he's going to the A's as well. The Red Sox just got Japanese superstar pitcher Hirokazu Sawamura. I saw him in the World Baseball Classic. 2 year, $2.4 million. The Big Maple, we were wondering where James Paxton was going to go. He's going back to Seattle, 1 year, $8.5 million. But the Yankees lost a guy, but they brought back a guy. Brett Gardner's going back to the Yankees, 1 year, $4 million. The Cardinals brought back superstar pitcher John Flaherty, 1 year, $3.9 million. And the Braves bring back all-star Mike Soranka, 1 year, $2.8 million. The Rays got former Dodger Rich Hill, 1 year, $2.5 million. Diamondbacks got former all-star Adruval Cabrera, 1 year, $1.75 million. Brewers brought back Brett Anderson. He killed it this last couple of years, 1 year, $2.5 million. Padres also got former all-star Mark Melancon, 1 year, $3 million. The Rays got Colin McHugh. The Mets got Spider-Man Kevin Pillar out in the outfield. Tim Tebow is actually retiring. We talked about this months ago. I'm like, damn, Tim Tebow should have made the pros. What was it, 2 years ago? He should have made it. And the Mets were struggling. They weren't nowhere near the playoff hunt. They should have brought him up and gave him just a couple MLB games. I thought he was good enough, but a lot of people didn't. So shout out to him for trying. You know, shout out to him. I mean, you've seen people who've done it. Michael Jordan, has done it. Other people have done it.
Wasn't Deion one of them?
Well, Deion and Bo are in a whole different league, bro. Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson did it before anybody else did. Tony Gonzalez did it. He did college basketball and football. A lot of people don't know that. But honestly, usually we would jump in and say, hey, who do you think to do this? We'd all say Mike Trout and LeBron James, but we don't have time for that right now. Tim Tebow retired. Former Angel, former Indian great Cody Allen, the closer, retired. And Brian Dozier retired. Former Dodger, former Minnesota Twin is retiring as well. Not leaving. Nice. We got people who are still trying to hang around. Jason Kipnis former All-Star second baseman of the Indians. He got invited by the Braves. The Rangers invite former Red Sox Brock Holt. The Yankees are bringing in power hitter Jay Bruce into camp. And the Rangers have former Angel power hitter CJ Crone. So we'll see what happens with that. Rockies. I'm sorry, not the Rangers. Rockies. The Rockies. The Phillies bring in Jeff Mathis, former Angel also, to be a catcher in the minor league system. But he might not start in the minor league system because I don't know if you heard, but mega $1 million superstar catcher JT Realmuto fractured his thumb, and he's going to be out for 3 weeks. And spring training starts in a couple weeks. So if I'm Joe Girardi, if I'm the Phillies, I let Mathis catch all those games.
And he's
some of the single A guys or whatever, and I don't let Realmuto touch a baseball for at least 3 weeks.
Yeah, he's a veteran too, so he knows what it takes.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens with the Phillies and JT Realmuto. The Blue Jays are on the move again. Poor Blue Jays because they can't go to Canada. So there's rumors they will go back to Toronto by the end of the season, but not right now because of the COVID protocols. So they were in Buffalo last year. This year, apparently, they're going to be in their spring training facility in Dunn, Florida, and then apparently go back to Buffalo and then go to Toronto. Talk about confusing, right? Must be a Blue Jay, even though they got a killer team. We'll see what's up. They might be in Buffalo. They might be in Toronto. We'll see what happens while they're in the state of Florida. Gilbert.
Yes.
Oh, are you leaving me? We're just about to finish with wrestling.
I'm going to go get that charger.
All right, hurry up. I'll talk to the peeps for a little bit. Okay, so the reason that we're talking Blue Jays and we're moving around a lot is because Canada has this protocol at the border, I believe it is. And it's just a big mess right now. And the Blue Jays just can't be at the Rogers Center, which absolutely sucks. But the fact that Dunn, Florida is being willing enough to keep the Blue Jays, they already have their logo there. They already have everything there. So they are keeping them for probably a quarter of the season, I believe, and then probably to Buffalo for a quarter. And then hopefully for the last half of the season, they'll be able to be in Toronto. I was just telling the listeners, Gilbert, that the Blue Jays have facilities in Dunn. They have a facility in Buffalo. And hopefully they'll be able to be back in Toronto by the last half of the season because they are playing a full 162 season this year. So
really,
yeah, we'll see what's up with that. But Florida's the place to be right now. You got Daytona, you got the Blue Jays still there, spring training, and guess what else is going to be there this Sunday, my friend? This right here. We got Elimination Chamber coming. I lost Gilbert. Hopefully he'll come back. But until he does, I'll let you guys know what happened leading up to the Elimination Chamber. Last week we talked about the Raw Elimination Chamber and who was in that. The Miz was one of the members that was in the Elimination Chamber. And me and Gilbert and the whole panel actually, we talked about the fact that why is the Miz in the Elimination Chamber? There's no reason for the Miz to be in the Elimination Chamber. He has the money in the bank, right? Well, he came out on Raw this week and he said the exact same thing. He said, I don't need to be in this. I got this. And he points at the money in the bank. So he says, well, if I'm not going to be there, I think John Morrison should be there. But remember, this chamber match is supposed to be all former WWE champions. And that's when they go to Adam Pearce and they say, oh, well, I want John Morrison in the match, blah, 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 blah. And Kofi Kingston also runs into Adam Pearce as well. And he says, well, he's not a former WWE champion. Miz says, oh, he's a former ECW champion, blah, 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 blah. Right? So anyway, Kofi Kingston says, well, I am a former WWE champion. I shocked the world at Kofi Mania last year, blah, 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 right? In a nutshell, Adam Pearce makes a match, Kofi Kingston versus The Miz. If The Miz wins, Morrison is in. If Kofi Kingston wins, Kofi's in. So they had a great match, as you would expect with these two. Kofi Kingston comes out on top. Kofi Kingston is now in the Elimination Chamber, which will take place tomorrow night on the WWE Network at, I believe, at 4 o'clock. So make sure you check that out. Also, they announced the SmackDown Chamber main event, which we'll talk about in a minute. But Roman Reigns is not in it. Why is he not in it, you ask? Because Paul Heyman is very sneaky, and he said, and nowhere in the contract does it state that my client has to defend the title in the chamber, at Elimination Chamber. It just says that he has to defend the title. That's all that it said. So now it'll be whoever's in the chamber, which we'll talk about, The winner of that would then face Roman Reigns for the Universal title, more than likely right after the Chamber match, because the fact that he's a heel and they want to push it that way. So I'm just going to leave it at that. So I have not watched SmackDown yet. It was on yesterday. I didn't see it yet, so I gotta go check my DVR before I watch Elimination Chamber, so I know what the hell's going on, that they added anything. There is a rumor that the Intercontinental title will be on the line. More than likely, if it is on the line, it will be Apollo Crews taking on Big E, and it will probably happen on the pre-show, so expect that. And then we have the Universal title chamber match, which the winner will face Roman Reigns. Your fighters are going to be Kevin Owens versus Daniel Bryan versus Cesaro, which I think is going to win the match. Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and the King Baron Corbin. Again, the winner will not win the Universal Championship. They will win a shot at the Universal Championship later, finger quotes, later that night, which honestly I think is going to be right after the chamber. They're going to raise the chamber. Roman's going to come out, kick their ass, and be champion all the way up till Mania. And then we'll see what happens after that. Will The Miz come out? Will Edge come out? What's going to happen with that? After that, this match is up in the air. Raw Women's Championship was supposed to be Lacey Evans challenging Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. Well, it was announced via Instagram, via Twitter, via any social media that Lacey Evans is pregnant. Legit pregnant. So congratulations to Lacey Evans and her husband on this pregnancy. However, Vince sees money. He's using a storyline that Ric Flair and Lacey Evans are pregnant together. Why, Vince? Why are you doing this? This is not the 80s. This is not the Attitude Era. Why are you doing this stupid storyline? Everybody knows that Lacey Evans is married. Everybody knows that she's a good person. And you're going to pull this stupid storyline. Absolutely idiotic. I don't know why they're doing this crap. But with that said, I don't know who Asuka's going to face. I don't know if they're going to pull the match. I don't know if they're going to throw Charlotte in there. I don't know what they're going to do. So we'll see what happens. With that match is still up in the air. One match that is going to happen, though, is for the United States Championship. Keith Lee versus Matt Riddle versus Bobby Lashley. Will they finally give the United States title to Matt Riddle? We'll see what happens with that. Then in the main event, WWE Championship, all former champions in the chamber. Kofi Kingston versus AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton versus the champion Drew McIntyre versus the man who will enter last, the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. The fact that Sheamus is coming in last, will it affect the match? Will he walk out the WWE champion? And if he does win the champion, if anybody wins the championship that night, which I don't think they will, I think Drew's going to walk out the champion, will The Miz cash in? This is what I think is going to happen. Drew McIntyre is going to win the match. The Miz is going to try to come and get him. He's going to be hurt, and Drew's going to just demolish The Miz. And he's going to finally lose the Money in the Bank, hopefully, thank God. And Drew and Roman will both be champions going into WrestleMania. There is a pay-per-view in between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, which I don't agree with, because it's going to be a throw-together pay-per-view, and I just don't think it's going to be good. So, and that's Fastlane, and that will be March 21st. I personally think it should go Rumble, Chamber, Mania. You could build up Mania for like 4 weeks if you didn't have Fastlane. So, but they're having Fastlane March 21st. So if you want to check it out, check it out. It is what it is. So my question, is there going to be a women's chamber match? Again, if you know, hit me up on my Instagram or my Facebook, because I had to not watch SmackDown yet. I have to watch SmackDown and find out. Will Bianca Belair choose who she's going to face? Will Edge choose who he's going to face? Or are we going to have to wait a few more weeks to find out what the main events at WrestleMania are going to be? Regardless of what it's going to be, WrestleMania is going to be freaking awesome. And I hope that you guys thought the show was pretty awesome. It's been kind of weird. You know, I had some little sidetrack things going on. Gilbert's phone died. Hey, it's life. That's just how it works in the media industry, all right? But, dude, this week was insane. Daytona 500, lightning delay, people buying cheeseburgers in their racing clothes, and Mike McDowell walking out with the checkered flag. NXT TakeOver was absolutely epic. Dakota and Raquel won the women's tag team Dusty Cup, very first time ever. The men's Dusty Cup, which we didn't talk about, I apologize, MSK got the victory on that one. They'll face the WWE Tag Team Champions. Oh, we do got Gilbert back, so I'll probably run through it real quick. Are you good?
Yeah.
Okay, I was actually recapping, but since you're back, I'm gonna go through Chamber because I want to get your input. So you listeners, you guys get a little extra here, a little extra. So we talked about the Elimination Chamber. I'm going to go ahead and go through it one more time. If you guys want to stick around and listen to it one more time and hear what Gilbert has to say, by all means, stick around. If not, have an amazing night. WWE Elimination Chamber. We talked about the Raw Chamber and that it was all former WWE champions. We also talked about why is The Miz in the Elimination Chamber? It's stupid.
Right.
He has the Money in the Bank, right? Well, The Miz comes out on Miz TV and he said the exact same thing that you said last week. You said he has the Money in the Bank. He doesn't need the chamber.
Right.
That's exactly what he said. He said, I'm out. I don't need to do this, but I will be ready. We all know what that means. So he pulls out.
Unexpected this weekend.
Bro, yeah, make sure you tune in. He goes in the back. He goes to Adam Pearce. He says, hey, I'm not going to be in, but I know someone who'd be perfect, and that's John Morrison. But that's when Adam Pearce says, well, John Morrison's not a former WWE champion. Okay? And that's when Kofi Kingston showed up. Kofi Kingston shows up, and he says, well, I was a former WWE champion. Why am I not in the chamber? In a nutshell, Adam Pearce makes the match. The Miz versus Kofi Kingston. Miz wins. Morrison's in. Kofi wins. Kofi's in, right? Of course, we all know Kofi pulls it out. So Kofi will get the Miz's spot in the Elimination Chamber, the Raw Elimination Chamber. All right? Mm-hmm. So that's that. On the SmackDown side, last week, not the one that I just missed that I need to go watch, Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman came out and they said, in my contract, it states I have to defend my title at Elimination Chamber. It does not state that I have to defend it in the Elimination Chamber. Paul Heyman's a genius. I love Paul Heyman. So it's going to be the winners of the SmackDown Chamber match will face Roman Reigns, finger quotes, later that night. Which if you ask me, it's going to be, oh, and your winner of the Chamber is blah, 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 blah. Chamber goes up. Roman Reigns comes out, spears him, walks out the Universal Champion. That's what I think. So what do you think is going to happen there?
Oh, man. Paul Heyman's a genius, bro. I could see why Brock Lesnar was working with him. I could see why Roman Reigns has him backing him up now too. But damn, this Sunday's gonna be crazy just to watch everything go down. I don't know what's gonna happen, bro.
Do you think that that's more likely going to happen? They're just going to raise the chamber because he's a super heel. It's a perfect storyline. He comes out.
Oh yeah,
something
like that. Definitely something like that. Knowing Roman Reigns, he's gonna want to end it as soon as possible.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
he knows whoever wins, that superstar is gonna be already being up already.
Yeah,
already.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
but you know what, Ricky? I think the Miz, it's not gonna let it happen. I think he might make a surprise and cash in that Money in the Bank. I think so.
Okay, I agree with you, but I don't think he's going to do it against Roman. And I'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, so the winner will face Roman for the Universal title. Okay, so that's that. Now we'll get into the actual card. Again, I have not seen SmackDown. It's now Saturday. I didn't see SmackDown on Friday. I got to go back and watch it on my DVR. So maybe there were some matches added, maybe a women's chamber match that I don't know about. But these are the matches that are on the list as of now that I saw. Potential match for the Intercontinental Championship because there's been stories leading up to that. Apollo Crews against Big E. More than likely, I see that one being on the pre-show. Don't quote me on it, but I would see that one being on the pre-show. Then you got the Universal Chamber match, which here's your members. Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, who I think is going to win, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Baron Corbin. Who do you got winning that chamber?
Oh, man. Run it by me one more time.
All right. It's Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan, Cesaro, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and King Corbin.
Oh, man. I like all those guys, man. But Cesaro, like, I could see him making the push.
God,
I could see him making the push, and I would like to see him get the win.
I would like to see it too.
If not, then Jey Uso, but I'll take
Cesaro on both ends. If you get Jey Uso, Roman comes out, kicks his ass, and then you leave Jey Uso laying, and they're supposed to be family. But right. I think there's two people I think might win this. There's two different ways it'll go. Cesaro's going to win, because of the big push he's getting. People are going to be like, oh my God, Cesaro's going to win. He's going to win, walk out the Universal Champion. Roman's going to come in and kick his ass. And that's going to push for a Mania rematch at Mania, probably. A rematch between the two of them. Or Daniel Bryan. A lot of people are expecting Daniel Bryan to win this chamber as well. If he does, same thing. I think Roman comes in, takes him out, and that's that. And you could also make a rematch at Mania between those two.
That'd be nice.
If you haven't caught my drift, I don't think Edge is going to fight. I don't know who Edge is going to fight. I really don't. I mean, it could be Roman, it could be Drew, it could be whoever wins. I don't know. But I don't know. I just think a better match would be Drew and Edge, which we'll get into.
We're going to know Monday, bro. He says
yes, I know. I'm
a
very impatient person when it comes to sports entertainment. You know that. So,
yeah,
okay, well, here's another one that kind of pissed me off. All right, I'm going to Ricky's rant a little bit. I already ranted a little bit, but I'm going to do it again since you're here. There was supposed to be a Raw Women's Championship between Asuka and Lacey Evans. But word came out this week via Instagram, via Twitter, that Lacey Evans is pregnant, legitimately pregnant. And of course, Vince McMahon sees money. He's using it as a storyline with Ric Flair. That pisses me off. Because, yes, Lacey Evans is a heel. Okay? We get that. She is a heel. But out of the ring, she's known for all the charity she does. She's known for being a great mom. She's known for going above and beyond for people. And she's a loyal wife. And you're going to put her in this storyline with a 70-something-year-old man? Fans are not stupid. You know, I really hope that they drop this story and she gets pissed at Rick and says, it's not your baby, or walks away. Something dumb like that. But she is legitimately pregnant. That's why on Raw, she got the tag and then left. So that is why she is legitimately pregnant. So congratulations to Lacey. We have to wait for your title match later on. But my question is, two questions. Do you cut the women's title match, or do you plug someone in to face Asuka? But the question is, who would you put in there? Mandy? Dana? Like, Shayna's already in a match. I would say Shayna, unless you want to bring in like a surprise person, like someone from NXT, like Rhea Ripley or someone like that. That would be dope. You know,
it's funny that you mentioned that, because they did the same thing with Roman Reigns in the WrestleMania last year. Remember when it was supposed to be him and Goldberg, wasn't it? Or
I think
Ricky, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So they and Roman Reigns had he had to leave. But I don't like that, man, because there's no storyline behind it, you know. So
it's so
I like a build up to a fight. So.
I agree. So I don't know what they're gonna do with this match. Another match I'm looking forward to that I really hope they don't mess up, because you got three great fighters in this match, is for the United States Championship. It's Keith Lee versus Matt Riddle versus Bobby Lashley for the U.S. title. I think they'll finally give it to Riddle, and then you're going to have a battle between Riddle and Lee at WrestleMania, probably. What do you think about that match?
Dude, I love that match. But both guys, those two guys right there, they're both deserving of that championship, because they worked their ass off.
Yeah.
I like Lee.
Mm-hmm.
He deserves that. And Riddle, man, he's worked just from the short period that he's been in the WWE, he's been putting in work.
I agree. And shout out to Keith Lee, just got engaged to Mia Yim, also known as Reckoning from Retribution. So just throwing that out there. WWE title chamber match. Here's your dudes right here, all former champions. Kofi Kingston versus the phenomenal AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy versus the Viper Randy Orton versus the champion Drew McIntyre versus the guy who's going to enter last, the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. Who's walking out the WWE champion, Gilbert?
Man, that's a tough one, bro. That's a tough one. But I want to say Drew McIntyre, man.
Mm-hmm.
I really can't see anybody
exactly
taking him out, bro.
Not to, at least till Mania. He's been champion for a year. He lost once, Randy Orton, and that was it. I say it's going to be Drew. It'll come down to Sheamus and Drew. Drew will get the victory. They'll raise the cage. He's going to be tired as hell. He's going to be hurt. Miz is going to try to cash in, and then he's just going to claymore his ass. And then finally, we'll be done with the Miz and the Money in the Bank, which can then push, if Edge chooses Roman, you got Drew versus Sheamus at WrestleMania.
Dude, Sunday night's going to be unexpected. Something's going to happen.
4 o'clock, WWE Network. Yep.
I just feel Miz is going to cash in on
He's not going to win. This is where you and I differ. I don't think he's going to win. Why would you put the belt on the Miz this close to WrestleMania? Doesn't make sense.
For Miz, it makes sense.
But it doesn't make sense for anything else. I mean, if you're going to do... All right, I will give you this. There is one more pay-per-view, which I already ranted about, that I don't think they should have. Fastlane. March 21st. I think it should go Rumble, Chamber, Mania. That gives you like 4 weeks to build up to Mania from Chamber. But instead, they have a freaking pay-per-view on March 21st, which I don't agree with. Fastlane. If you're going to put the title on The Miz, if some magical way The Miz walks out WWE champion, you put a rematch with him and Drew absolutely annihilates him at Fastlane. With that said, we're almost done. With that said, does Edge come out? Does he choose someone, or are we going to be waiting even longer?
Man.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay, go ahead. You were saying?
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna make his decision this week, bro. When it's all said and done, what happens at the Elimination Chamber, and damn, bro, I just don't know what's gonna happen this weekend, man. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Well, like I said, Roman, someone wins that SmackDown Chamber. Roman comes out, dominates whoever it is. Then you have Edge come out, they stare down. Or you can do the same thing with Drew. Drew wins, they have a stare down, makes his decision. And Bianca, I bet you there's going to be one more chamber. I have a feeling the SmackDown women added a SmackDown women's chamber match. And then you'll have a stare down Sasha at the end. I think that's what's going
to happen. The women have a chamber. It's going to be crazy, bro.
Well, every chamber they've had has been crazy. So if you have not seen an Elimination Chamber match, get on WWE Network before Sunday and watch an Elimination Chamber match. It's absolutely epic. So we're way over on time, but that's okay. I wanted to get your input, so I'm glad you came back. Recap, bro. This episode is episode 13, Triple B 2.0, All Sports Media Team presents Crash Course NASCAR. 2 huge crashes, lightning delay, going to McDonald's in their race clothes, nuts. NXT Takeover, Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez winning the Women's Cup. MSK won the Men's Cup. Epic match, a big heel turn. Tennis was epic at the Australian Open. Holly Holm is coming back. History in the NCAA women. NHL is going to be outdoors at Lake Tahoe. We said goodbye to a guy who loved to make the big hits, knock down major crashes, Vincent Jackson, so rest in peace to him. Big crashing down in Philadelphia. Carson Wentz is gone. He's going to Indianapolis. LeBron has been crashing the boards for years, 35,000 points. We got our all-star team set. MLB went absolutely nuts with their wallets, especially San Diego, Fernando Tatis, 14 years, $340 million. Absolutely insane. And, of course, the Elimination Chamber this Sunday, 4 o'clock. Make sure you tune in. We're done. Thank you so much for tuning in. All Sports Media Team presents Triple B 2.0 Crash Course with myself, Double R, Ricky Rodriguez. Got my dude Gilbert A+ Asensio over there. He is back. He's doing good. So just be safe out there. Wear a mask. And then we got one more thing to tell them, Gilbert. Whether you're trying to score in life or climb the ladder of success, always reach for the title. Peace out, bro.
All right, man.